Hello and good evening. My name is Jacob Hearing, and this is a project for Full Sail University Project and Portfolio 4 Game Design. And the object of this class was to create a non-player character and an item. So that was what the project is. So, without further ado, I'd like everybody to meet Hell, the wizard. So Hell likes to carry around a wand that shoots firebolts. Hell doesn't like when people get near him. Hell shoots things that enter his perimeter. That's just what he does. So, hello Hell. You're terrible, aren't you? Alright, let's do this. So, let's take a look at the scripts. So, starting out with perception. So there's a trigger volume on Hell that states that if anything that's tagged player, I'll show you. So with this box here, the cube, see the tag player and the inspector right there. So anything tagged player, and I have it as a public variable, so I attach the player. So if you look over here under the trigger volume right here, for example, it says target player, and I have that right there. So anything that's tagged player and is listed as the target player on collision or on trigger enter here, the trigger detection is turned to true, and it says the player is detected and the wizard will face the direction of which the player is at. So if you come behind the wizard, and the wizard, well, obviously he's a wizard, he has some magic sense of things, he'll automatically turn around and face you. Now, there's another thing. It says anim set bull m arm and anim set bull m1. So that means if Hell detects you, he's going to lift his arm up and his wand and shoot you. Now you're probably thinking, how is he going to shoot? Well, there's two other scripts for this. So this script is just for detection and animation control. As you can see right here, the start, I pull the anim. Here's my variables in my script. I got to get a new mouse because the Razer Naga 2014 is terrible and the mouse wheel goes out. So here's my trigger detections. I'm activating transforms. There we go. And then on trigger exit, it just says the player leaves and the wizard no longer looks at you. Now we got the NPC behavior. So this states I have couple of variables, the wizard HP, the distance fired, the game object firebolt, the projectile lifespan, the timer. This is calling my function perception. This is my game object drop, which upon death, the wizard Hell will drop his wand. Then the wand reference. The wand reference was a troubleshoot step that was used to fix the instantiation problem where it would instantiate the projectile under the terrain for some weird reason, but hey, this worked. So we created a method call, or we'll backtrack. The wizard, or reset wizard here, he has HP and the distance fire is 10. And then we have the launch firebolt, which instantiates the position of the firebolt and sets the new vector starting position, and it pretty much spawns the projectile and fires. So this is the HP left. If the wizard gets 0 HP, he's destroyed. If he is destroyed, on destroy, it instantiates the object and drops the wand. So for this, for testing purposes, I can obviously change this. I can add a couple things, an and statement, or I can just say if anything that collides with him that's tagged enemy or projectile or whatever will do damage, but because, and it is a collision, I had to add this collide.gameObject tag because he would kill himself by walking on the terrain. But it pretty much states that if he is hit, his HP decrements by 1, and it checks to see how much HP he has left. And the update function, as you can see here, this is the timer. This goes over the information for the firebolt. Finally, the firebolt script, we have another call to perception. We have a game object parent and the force of the object. So in this method called the private void awake, he is pulling the information from his parent so he can align his projectile, which It could probably be altered now because I've had to troubleshoot this step. And then right here it goes over more information about what he's doing, adding the force, his rotation, and his parent. That's pretty much it. So without further ado, let's check out what the wizard actually does. So, magical wizard. He is shooting at the block. Ah, man. I thought I moved him. So what ended up happening, let me move him back a little bit. Is he really going to do it still? Come on. All right, well, what's happening is this wizard is shooting my other wizard. So we can inspect it a little bit. As you can see, they draw a ray to show or indicate where they're going, and you can see the projectile coming from the wand and is flying over here. Well, upon death, the wizard drops his wand. So that covers all of that. Let's go ahead and go into the documentation phase. All right, so we are in the documentation, and this is the wizard. His name is Hell. He is aggressive in nature. His visual will be blue. His location will be at a temple, and he's a humanoid. This is a reference image. The theme was Legend of Zelda. Now this goes over a lot of information. When the wizard or the base wizard is here, as you can see, these are his values, the spell type, health points, detection distance, shooting range. All right, so the alerted wizard has a speed of 5, shooting range at 15, distance is 10. He has 3 hearts, so he can be shot 3 times. And his spell type is fire, his hitbox is 1 tile. His drop item is 100% the wand, and he casts 1 spell every 1 second. His projectile size is 1 tile, and his damage is 1 solid unit of damage. The wizard can detect players within 10 meters of its radius. It guards an area, which will be the castle. And if the player enters the radius of the wizard, it detects. That's the trigger, and as you can see, it interacts with player, NPC guards. The aiming, the player or the NPC obviously uses a ray cast and detects. The description: they're powerful guards who defend areas that are deemed arcane in nature and will attack anyone who they deem unworthy or something that threatens the arcane area. So let's go for the wand. This is the wand. This is in the right hand of the wizard. Here's my reference image. Speed is 10. The range is 0.5 seconds. Time units. So health points is 0. Interactions. Player mana cost only applies to the player. Is 10% when the player has it. And yeah, this is pretty much it for the wand. And the firebolt. So the firebolt is cast from the wand itself. It does 1 unit of damage, and it's a sphere, so it disappears once it completes its path. It travels in a straight line. It follows the ray cast and follows the instantiation provided, and the firebolt's cast from the wand. Finally, going over the Trello board, this is the write-up. Here's all my links. Here's my to-do list. All of these. I hate my thing. I did it for each tool. So the firebolt and the wand. And there's also my project here. Well, thank you for watching and have a good day. I did forget one crucial fact, or I guess it wouldn't be a fact in this situation, but one crucial element, and I gotta delete this guy right here. Alright, so we see him firing. Here's the cube. Now if I take the cube out, bring it over here, he automatically adjusts to the position. And he starts firing. So that's all. Thank you.